Hi, friends. Welcome in. Ooh, look at me. I still got my journal on the desk. Look, I go on about this sometimes, but this is my ritual tarot planner. Look, get into it. Okay, and for my newbies, I've honestly been using this for probably at least 4 years. I do have, it's a fixed air sign over here, so we got all kinds of journal fodder, okay? But for those who are like learning a lot, look, I'm just gonna show, there's so much good stuff in this journal. Tarot spreads, questions to ask, moon phases, meanings. You got like cheat sheets in here, y'all. It's so good. Ritual, and again, look, you can even break down your house, your astrology and everything. You pull cards. Ooh, child, hold on. I gotta write down my energy coming up for, what was June? Listen, this is what I'm looking at. You do your year ahead, right? And I just realized I haven't glanced at this in a minute, y'all. Ooh, not the Eight of Swords. Woo! You are only as bound. Ooh, child, it's a message. Listen, so I was shouting out the Ritual Tarot Planner. Go to Ritual's website. I also do their monthly because I just love the community that's there. It's very well done if you're looking for something like that. Hold on, I'm getting much. We gotta protect the space. You know what I mean? Let's not go too far out without getting our allies on the table, okay? Ooh, the evil eye, the mental projections, just the energetics as we go through a time of expansion that's really challenging for some people who have not done work on themselves. Love and light, we've all been in different positions in our life. You know what I mean? It's no judgment. I mean, it depends on the scenario. What is it? We listen and we don't judge. I'm not going to lie. I have an Aquarius stellium. I'm doing my best. Okay. Should we light this one, y'all? I don't want to lose my place because I feel like, I have a fresh one. Let's do Happy Friday. Dress my votive candle with me, right? Hold on, I'm gonna sit this down right here so I don't lose the page. Child, I gotta check out. See, I did 6 months. 1, 2, 3. How are we 6 months in? Okay, not me catching it on the summer solstice. Y'all, this Jupiter in Cancer, I'm not even gonna lie. Aquarius energy is very different when processing our emotions, okay? But look, we're going to dress our votive today with sweet orange oil. I'm super excited. I just bottled up a bunch of sage oils to send to a shop. I had batches of herbs that I charged in the full moon in Sag, and I'm making all these tools. Super excited, but a lot of citrus energy went into that. Oh, you know I love a good citrus. A good mint. A good citrus. I know. Those are very masculine energies. That's all right, though. I love lavender, too. Lavender and clary sage. Child, douse me in something. Give me a bath. I need to take a bath in anything that gives mental clarity now. Air sign gang, you know, we really get stuck up in our heads about a lot. Let's get some Palo Santo smudge going on, too. Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Friday. Popping in, checking in. Oh, man, June has been quite something else. And this week did not disappoint either, honey. But it had its beautiful moments as well. Can't we embrace doing that as a practice? Let's also observe. We choose our perspective and what we can't control everything else going on around us, right? We can't, and we don't need to be toxically positive and like it's toxically positive. I meant to say, we don't need, you know what I'm saying? We don't have to be unreal. But we can also say, well, you know what? I do have a lot to be grateful for. And it's a really beautiful day. I've had beautiful time in the sunshine this week in small chunks. There's been beautiful moments, but the energy, whoo, Ooh, and this is so funny because not in addition to my journal, which happened, I wasn't thinking. I sat down. I was like, oh shit, I hit record. My journal's out on the table. I also was studying the Sagittarius card. I pulled it back. Why did I have it? Oh, I was writing descriptions for these oils that I'm about to package up. And it was all about Sag energy, and I was reading about the Temperance card. I pulled it the other day, actually, too. It's just funny that we're talking about the card itself of alchemy, right? As it said in the Gnostic Gospels of Thomas, it's like something like the male is no longer male and the female no longer female, and he's making this. Sorry, I thought some. Is it a delivery driver? I don't think so. Anyway, he's making this statement to explain like transformation and alchemy, right? The divine masculine, divine feminine balance, the name of the game, the dance of the dance, right? Of spirit in the body, tempering your consciousness, it's like this phrase, you're more than the sum of your parts, but you've got to do all this work to really get to a tier, a consciousness, a level of a timeline where we're trying to converge into, where we can kind of get to that next formation of our experience, right? So, and then of course we have Jupiter in Cancer saying there's so much that we have to learn about nurturing ourselves, that we have to learn about our emotional bodies, the power of our spiritual expansion. We're having Jupiter in Cancer, but we have a North Node in Pisces, right? So it's very interesting that here is the Sag card sitting in the background. But listen, y'all, what was it that I had for June? Honey, it was the Eight of Swords. Waiting with patience and calm. Learning to allow your mind to clear. You're only as bound as your thoughts cause you to be. Release self-binding thoughts. Woo! I gotta leave this out because I forgot I haven't done the upcoming 6 months. It's one of those things that's like, yeah, I gotta do it. Hold on, y'all. I need to write a note down too about somebody who asked me to book something. Yeah, girl, I will forget so fast. I have a notebook and a little notepad and like my calendar on my computer too, y'all. It syncs to my phone. Yeah, girl, we be forgetting. Woo, you are only as bound as your thoughts allow you to be. Isn't that interesting? Because the energy of this Jupiter expands. Here we are talking about water and fire. Nothing is by accident if we understand how to view things through a certain scope. We're talking about water and fire. It's very, look, friends, I have not even pulled the damn chart. We've got all these yods, however you choose to say that. Some people call those finger of God in astrology. There it goes. And, It was a lot because we got the moon in Aries today. Ooh. So funny. Like I was saying, we're talking about water and fire because now we have Jupiter in Cancer. We have Mercury in Cancer. Mercury will actually finish Cancer pretty quickly though. We have Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio till the end of the year. We got a North Node in Pisces, so it's watery. And then everybody knows Saturn and Neptune is in Aries, right? Chiron is still working out that last decan, those final degrees of Aries. Chiron and Aries have been working together for a good many years now. But today the moon is also in Aries. So here we are, Here we are talking about... It's funny we're talking about Sag. Because Gemini is at the 29th degree today, and they're kind of like polar opposite, sister or twins, however you like to refer to them. So, oh my God, y'all. But it's okay. It's okay. We are Saturn will not release. So what if somebody had said it like this? Saturn ain't going to release the gut check on us, y'all. And I was like, dang, I feel that. But that's because, like I said, we prefaced this Jupiter moving into Cancer work by having a big retrograde. Maybe if you resonate, put a pen note and say, whoa, dude, my feelings are all over the place. I am working and calling in these Virgo elements, these Taurus elements to help me be grounded. I am connecting to the earth to help me grounded. But yes, please give me some direction. These feels, I would say go back, and if you feel called, right, reflect on the Mars that retrograded through Cancer. Remember how I kept saying, like, Mars feels like he's being put in time out, and he's like, I don't want to deal with this right now. I just want to go and be in Leo, woo, And Aries is out. Look at all Aries is out there everywhere. I just want to go, but no. Kudos if you know what movie that's from. Yeah, it is challenging. It's very challenging because there is an intensity. Jupiter kind of is cracking open that hard shell of Cancer. If there are, I don't know, I'm seeing it like emotional timelines or emotional cords. I don't know, wavelengths, frequencies, but they kind of look like ribbons. It feels like emotional cords, and it kind of leads you down a timeline, and maybe this is the past, or maybe this is a relational pattern that keeps repeating, or something you with you, maybe. This could be, okay, Spirit is showing me an umbilical cord, which totally makes sense because Cancer, I was in my mother's womb, and then I was born, and then... Excuse me. And then it's almost like I became sovereign, but I still need my mother. And so a lot of us have woundings around that. We may see that surface, and normally you got that locked tight like a crab shell, like it's in the vault. I heard it's in the vault. And Black Moon, Lilith, and Scorpio is on the board. It is going to be better for us in the long run when feelings come up and out. Okay, so just be prepared for that for sure. So I don't know, I feel it. God dang. And what's your moon placement? Right. Also, what are the water elements in your natal chart? Feel free to email me or check out my website. Find me on my Facebook business page and message me. There's ways to reach out to book a reading. Don't hesitate if you're like, child feels all over the place. Help me. I will help you help yourself. Okay. I will say there's a certain measure of just allowance. Allow the things to come up and out. But I think it's going to be very important to not get excessively emotionally impulsive. And then I could ooh, that's heavy. I can even see Spirit was saying okay, what now? If we're being heavily emotionally impulsive, we don't want to slap spirituality on that. The Spirit is kind of showing me all these images and I'm trying to translate for you. We don't want to slap spirituality on that like a mask. What would we call that? Spiritually bypassing. We can't say, oh man, I could give a lot of examples, but we do this sometimes. Let's allow, there's also a message coming through about remothering. This can also be relations and connections with females and stuff like that. There is a remothering, there is a self-nurturing, there is a kind of being in your own energy. I can understand it's already a hermit year and now we have Jupiter expanding us in Cancer. Maybe you just feel like being a homebody. That's fine. I can kind of see that really coming through as well. And the sun's about to move in Cancer as well. How close are we? We have sun at the 29th degree. We really can say the sun is only a degree or two away from Jupiter. We're already in the window of that Jupiter-Sun conjunction. Very auspicious, very full of good fortune. We love to, listen, any manifesting, ritual, celebratory, offerings of gratitude, however you approach those things in your own personal celebrations, observations, meditations or rituals, they're going to be great for this weekend. Absolutely. Really beautiful time to manifest emotional healing, setting the intention to clear your mother lines. I'm standing in the gap, kind of like for the ancestral karma, the buck stops with me. All these energies we've been talking about. We also talked a lot about this Cancerian emotional body, watery energy a lot in 2023. And then again, a lot when Mars was retrograding in Cancer. So where should we start today? Let's start with an angel number. I keep meaning to do that, and then I forget. I got to study and do some assignments today, but I really keep wanting to find the time to do additional readings, like break it down by element. We were doing that at one time, and I really did enjoy it. Like air signs, earth signs, water signs, fire signs type thing. We'll see what we have time for today. All right, spirit guides, ancestors, our team, and higher self. Our ancestors, both galactic and earthbound. Spirit team, we ask for messages, energetic activations that are always in service to the highest and best good and harming none. Okay, well, let's get an angel number from our angel number oracle. Okay. Okay. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I saw 22. I was like, yeah. And it said twin flame. So, okay. It has to be said that some people may resonate with being on a twin flame journey. We ain't hating or talking real ugly or negative about what anyone resonates with on their journey, because there ain't no reason to be doing all that, okay? People resonate with twin flames being it's a lot of different things. There's a lot of there's fallen dynamics. There's Plutonian catalyst twin flames. There's so many different things. If you resonate with that, you can definitely kind of delve into that in your own here. You may resonate with relationships activating you to new levels in your life, in your spiritual journey. For example, i.e., we understand that whole like, wow, I went through this with so-and-so. I thought it was going to be the worst thing in my life, but it taught me this, or it brought me back to myself, or it catapulted me to take X, Y, and Z more seriously. And then I catapulted in my career, or I was really able to manifest with, you know what I'm saying? We all understand that energy. So people here who are watching may resonate with that. Ultimately, Spirit always wants you to know that you are always, I say this about soulmates, and I'll say it about twin flames, you are ultimately your best and highest access point of like your own other half. So oftentimes when I see that, to me, this is a reminder of, and this is funny because it's also very Sagittarian. If you think about it, the alchemy card, and we're talking about balancing and tempering the consciousness. You are more than the sum of your parts, okay? The twin flame is like divine masculine, divine feminine journey, but it starts within. You know how we talk about that, especially in Venus energy? It starts within, and then it creates a ripple effect out into the reality that you're co-creating. And then that charges frequently what kind of signals, what kind of vibrations, what kind of wavelengths you're sending out, as opposed to what you're going to then continue to accept or receive or attract back to yourself, right? Okay, so you definitely might resonate with like, I'm trying to balance divine masculine and divine feminine energies within myself. So 2222 is our angel number. Let's get into it and read what the beautiful Pulp Girls Angel Number book has to say. I hope you guys are resting. Dead ass, it feels like you're just being pulled in separate directions between a timeline that's dying and a new one that's being born. I know it's really not easy. I feel that as we get into next year, it said, "Child, what you mean next year?" Yeah. Next year we'll be able to iron out more, and a lot of things that are taking place now will kind of settle down and have taken root and begin to grow. Spirit is saying some things we harvest in the same season. I mean, in the same like year of seasons, right? In the same, what do we say? Wheel of the year of the cycle, right? Also, wheel of the year, shout out. Happy summer solstice to you guys. What a beautiful weekend with a Sun and Jupiter conjunction. They will be in Cancer. Amazingly powerful to do ritual works that are in regards to your emotional journeys, your mother wounds, writing. I'm seeing people writing and burning things, doing rituals where you charge intentions in water and then you go out and connect them back to the earth's water to ask her to support you in your intentional work. This is a wonderful weekend to do rituals of celebration, manifestation, ask for your maternal ancestors to join you, stuff like this. Great, very powerful weekend for that. Even if you're just meditating in nature and putting your feet or body in water and you having written intentions, affirmations, mantras, speaking them out loud into the universe and then kind of partnering. And even, hey, at the most simple, basically like taking spiritual baths. And I teach people this in one-on-one work. When you meditate in a spiritual bath and you set the intention that water will return to Mother Nature, she will. She'll go all the way back through the nasty pipe systems, but she will get back to the rivers and the oceans. And that energy will connect with the rest of the fluid streams of consciousness, right? So that's a very powerful work to do in support of maybe whatever else you're doing to celebrate or observe the summer solstice. We're going into a beautiful summer solstice weekend. And honey, I'm going to tell you the simplest thing you can do is just set the intention to go out and be in the sun and be with a natural body of water. And I know what it feels like right now and the intensity of the shifts and the energy right now. You might just say, help me continue to evolve in a way that serves my highest and best good. You know, if you need to write about things, maybe you're unexpectedly grieving, feelings that are cracking out of that crabby shell and they're coming out. The heart space wants to evolve and to continue to grow and to continue to heal. So if there are blockages there, they're going to come out. Okay. And maybe you want to journal those and then go sit with nature. Okay. What an exciting moment. Your angels are urging you to reconnect with your amazing higher self. I love that. I love this perspective. You will make the right decision. Someone who holds a powerful spiritual connection with you may be seeking out your presence. Stay open, find a lens of clarity, and seek the truth for any important partnerships you may currently be a part of. And this doesn't have to be romantic. I know it does say twin flame. Take it as you will on your own journey in your timeline. But these connections can also be like, wow, this business connection is going to change my life, or this spiritual, or maybe this is a partnership in a creative endeavor. Do you know what I mean? Or like, this is a very important platonic friend that I've known, or whatever the case may be, right? Stay open, find a lens of clarity, and seek the truth of any important partnerships you may currently be a part of. Some people are beacons of light on your life path. Let your soul draw near. Upright, partnerships, twin flames, soulmates, a milestone in your journey this far. Karma, an energy exchange, finding clarity. Reverse, which is, you know, like the shadowed caution energy. Isolation and loneliness, distrust and lack of faith, a need to reconnect with the self, and lost in the storm. And I fucking feel it. We may hover between the timeline, the convergence, the balance. It's like it takes time to land. You know what I'm saying? And then for some time, you may just still be experiencing some dualities that are kind of, now I'm seeing crab, and I'm seeing like the oyster, the shell, you know, that makes the pearl, and it's by the abrasiveness, because usually it's something that got stuck in there, which was very uncomfortable for it, and it had to deal with that. But then boom, who knew it was going to be a fucking pearl? And you sell that bitch for how much? Like, hey, that's a win. That's how I see it. The affirmation says, my higher self is holding my hand. You know what? I was like, what we about to read on this damn twin flame card? Like, the last thing I need today, so intense already. That was good. I appreciate that perspective. So, do we want, you know what I want to do as well, and then we'll pull some tarot. I'm going to get a gateway of light activation. Please remember, as I'm thinking about and I'm pulling up gateway of light, woo, when I tell you, and you are more than welcome, we love good self-education times over here, but the sun is so active This is a sun season, a sun cycle that's very active. Please don't underestimate that, and how as your mental body, your chakras, especially the higher level ones, are being upgraded. Please be grounding, okay? Please be mindful of what you're eating, how much you're hydrating, and what you're hydrating with, right? And just understand, like, you're not crazy, okay? This shit is like... I was just thinking light activation. Whoa, no kidding. The sun. And last year was ruled by Leo, and it was a year of 8, and we talked a lot about like lions and dragons and magnetizing and the bright sun energy and all this stuff we did. So we were talking a lot about like the sun and the activity and all these, the sun year and all these sun cycles, right? But child, I'm gonna tell you, it's still very active. What was someone saying? I can't remember. The scale goes up to like 9 and we're at an 8. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's get a gateway of light activation. It's for our highest and best good. I know it can be uncomfortable though, you know. Please don't avoid it though, Spirit is saying for some. Don't avoid it. You know, it is a hermit year. Yes, we need to be protective of our energy. We need to be healing of our spirit, mind, body, and our physical bodies, our physical homes. We need to be doing all that work. I know it's about to be Cancer season 2, which is like, can we just spiral into Netflix? You know what I mean? A blanket, favorite meals, comfort, home, security. Okay, but we still have to get out. We can't avoid certain things, right? Okay. It's all right to rest and take a break, though. All right, that's a lot of cards, but we are going to take Akashic Stargate. I love this card. We do have Venusian energy on the bottom of the deck, so we were talking about the heart chakra, right? What's the message on that one? Star being guides answer the call, time to shine, and it talks a lot about beings from the planet Venus. Akashic Stargate, aligned with purpose, crossroads, no wrong path. I don't know, you know what I'm getting is like an acceptance of something and releasing something to embrace other things, and how this might bring balance and harmony into you by understanding there's no wrong path. There literally is no wrong path. You will expand, you will learn. Everything is happening divinely as it needs to anyway. So perhaps somebody needs to let go, or it's a new job, or it's a new leg on the spiritual journey, or it's like, whoa, my set of beliefs are changing so rapidly. I don't even fucking know anymore. Like, it's okay. There's a lot about just acceptance and being where you are and letting things arise as they may. Jupiter is really wise. Jupiter really wants to, Saturn is tough. Saturn is stern. And it's like the mom and the dad dynamic. I've explained this before, right? Jupiter wants us to expand, but do so in a way that it's like Jupiter tells Saturn, it's not just about wisdom. Okay. They need to understand, and that requires emotional maturity, and they have to be with their feelings, and this is Jupiter kind of putting us in that protected bubble, which is really interesting because Jupiter kind of protects us in actual astronomy. You studied how Jupiter protects the planet, and it's very fascinating when you think about the metaphors, right? What were we saying at the Sagittarius full moon? I'm safe to expand. Yeah, it's definitely still a similar energy, but I know that it's really tough because we've got these fiery emotions. It's like fiery and passionate, but super emotional at the same time. And sometimes if we're not balanced and grounded, if we don't have mental clarity, if we don't know when to be quiet and be good listeners and stuff like this, it can really get the fucking better of us, man. It really can. And we might tear down more than we're actually creating. Okay. So, anyway, I was just listening. Okay, let's read this. A stargate is a portal that can take us through space and time to a whole other universe. It's based on the concept of the Einstein-Rosen bridge, or what is also known as a wormhole, where a speculative structure linking different points of space-time is created. In spirituality, a Stargate is less about traveling on the physical, three-dimensional level and more about making progress on the spiritual. A feature of many spiritual traditions is the idea that all of us have a Stargate in our heart. Oh, I love to talk about it. I do. All the Stargates have to be in our heart chakras now, because when they were still available and active on the earth, which I don't believe they're all gone, but it's like they've moved and shifted in different ways, and the same people who used to really take them for granted and accessing them for terrible, black, dark, inverted, inorganic, ugly, like inverted Saturnian ways, right? They will not have access to them the same way. So all the Stargate portals are in our hearts now, because that way no one can take them from us unless we give them over, right? The Buddha acknowledged we were the universe, while Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within you. The Akashic Stargate transports us to a space where we are given the opportunity to make a decision to accelerate the realization of our life purpose. I would strongly encourage you to do meditations, guided meditations. This is how you learn to travel in this way. Okay? Visualize yourself at a crossroads. Tune into the direction that feels most joyful, light, and loving. Imagine yourself walking that road. See all that it brings you. Whenever the Akashic Stargate is presented to you, it's because you're at a critical point on your journey. You have the opportunity to move in a particular direction, and you have to make a decision. This can feel overwhelming, and you may be waiting for someone. Oh, shit. This is on point, though. I know we're feeling it. I know we got to be. Hell, I know exactly what this is talking about. And I'm sure in some places of your life you do too. You're on the path and the path is falling away and you're like, oh shit. Or either now I see where I need to go. It's unfolding before me. I know we're here. Ain't no way you can't not be. Not with Neptune in Aries and Saturn in Aries. I know you can't not be. And that North Node in Pisces too, expanding the soul, this higher consciousness, this elevated soul consciousness. I know you got to be feeling that, Let's read it again. Visualize yourself at a crossroads. Tune into the direction that feels most joyful, light, and loving. Imagine yourself walking that road. See all that it brings you. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, our air quality is super weird and terrible out here in the Southeast. Excuse me, I've held it in pretty good today, but ooh, some days it gets me. I do have asthma, but for the most part, every now and then it will get me though. I'm so sorry. I feel like it's just madly coughed in your ear. What I was thinking of, though, is how this whole order and like blessing these herbs and Sagittarius and preparing to create like these candles, all this order I'm going to send to her shop, right? The whole intention. And we worked with this same intention back in Sagittarius season. I always see Diana. She's the archer. She is associated with the Temperance card. Child, I feel like, how do we not have the Temperance card? We don't keep talking about it. Let me pull it out. But we are going to be working with all these road opening tools so that you can stay focused on the path as it unfolds before you. The roads will open before you and obstacles can be removed in a way that's in service to yours and everyone's highest and best good. Okay, so Sagittarius is a great archer in the form of Diana in that archetype, right? To stand there with the bow and arrow and clear your path as you set your intention to move forward. Whatever paths are new that are unfolding for you, right, in this season. And when we just start, like, imagine you just now started driving around a city or a town, or you just now start, new paths are there. Why does someone flip over? We're about to keep this Nine of Cups. She acted like she did not want to go back. Did you see her? What was underneath? The Three of Swords underneath? You're celebrating while someone's... I heard a tear in my beer. Okay. And, if your vibration and your frequency match and the work you did on yourself matched that other person, you'd still be on that timeline with them. There's a reason you're not. Child, where is this? Hey, we found it. Look, we don't talk about temperance too much. Wow, they kind of match. All right. Oh, look, I was saying they kind of match, don't they? That's pretty. Why is it like she could literally be inserted in this picture and it would all just match? Look, boop. Put that in the background. Put the mirrors with her. He, she. Actually, they, them would be appropriate, right? For the Sagittarius card. So very beautiful. Lots of different paths are unfolding for people now. Okay, just be authentic to yourself. We really fucking don't have time. We really don't. And what is time? You know what? Let's eliminate that, because fuck, what is time? It's not nothing in the quantum understanding of it. Let's say, why would we choose to continue to waste energy on something we know doesn't make a... I'm not saying everything you do, it's just all about, I'm gonna be happy every day, because that's unfucking realistic. That's what's toxic. What calls to your soul? You know what I'm saying? What is your authentic truth and the way that you feel that you have a calling in your soul, right? Okay, but I'm saying if there's stuff that's opposing to that, why would we even be trying to consider those paths anymore? Let's just not. A big message for me on the temperance card, it always has been too, be mindful of what you are pouring your energy into. That's a beautiful currency that only you possess. What are you giving it to, right? For somebody, I'm hearing baptism by fire. I don't know. I just totally heard that, so I'm channeling that. Maybe somebody feels like they're under a lot of pressure. Child, it's all of us. Listen. Somebody, we all under pressure. I'm hearing doom, 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 doom. Some children, y'all, they don't even know it's a sample. Look, anyway, let me read this. Whenever the Akashic Stargate is presented to you, it's because you're at a critical point on your journey. You have the opportunity to move in a particular direction and you have to make a decision. This can feel overwhelming and you may be waiting for someone or something to make the decision for you. Honey, we don't live in that age anymore. It's not age of Pisces. There's no savior coming to save anyone. As a matter of fact, a lot of that was made up. Were they beautiful prophets and teachers? Did they have power? Were they trying to show us something? Absolutely. But no one was ever set to be nobody else's savior. And we're just not doing that anymore in the age of Aquarius. Again, with the whole message of you have the Stargate portal within you, honey. You got to light that tunnel up yourself. Hello, the Hermit card. I kept crying because I was in the darkness. And then I stood up and I lit that bitch up myself and I found my way to the end. And wow. Right? That's how I'm seeing it. But you aren't here to walk a path that was set for you. You were here to walk a path that you have chosen. Ooh. The next phase of your journey cannot unfold until you decide which way to go. Know that whatever direction you take and whatever decision you make, you'll always be on the right path. No matter how you get there, you'll always end up in a similar space. Exactly. Also know that the purpose isn't about doing your duty. It's about living life and experiencing joy. It is. Now, sometimes you will have a contract, and this depends on lots of different placements in your chart. You know what I'm saying? You may have a contract where serving in a way that is about your duty gives you joy. You know what I mean? But anyway, we gotta be doing things in a way that we feel like we are fulfilling our purpose. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. That Nine of Cups though was really speaking to me. It feels, that song always coming through, and I feel like I just got home. There's something here that's like super hopeful, right? Maybe I found all these cups at a thrift store. What am I hearing this for? And I never thought, I didn't know what they were, and then I polished them all up, and I realized, wow, I didn't have the ability to see what is I'm tapped into, like gratitude. You know, It's like gratitude. I'm also picking up something here. We were talking about energy as currency. You have a very strong and powerful energetic currency that flows through you. Look at all these cups. See, the cup is the vessel that's used. That's because water is a powerful alchemical current. But imagine having 9 cups full of that powerful alchemical current. It's almost like there's some power. Okay, Spirit is saying these are above her head, above her crown chakra. You could even say they're high enough to really be like in connection with her soul star. There's something here about there's a dream, there's a desire that you're not really perceiving how much hidden treasure it could have within it. Hang on to hope, hang on to gratitude. Interesting because this has associations with Jupiter. It's more like Jupiter and Pisces. But this card is related to Jupiter in a water sign, so I'm not surprised that it's showing up on the table. This is like a very good luck wants to connect with you. And it's a really spiritual way. It's interesting because Jupiter, Cancer, water, Jupiter, Pisces, we have North Node of Pisces. Okay, so a spiritual ritual that involves water could really help you align with the path that's going to bring you the most hidden treasure. And Spirit is saying it really just defines on what it is you see as being a treasure, right? Okay. I know that Spirit's reminding me, I know that we have to walk away from something, sacrifice, give up something, release something in the 8 of Cups to be able to arrive at the 9 of Cups. Now Spirit is laughing. Mars and Virgo, Spirit is saying she would have had to clean out her shelves and maybe donate some of her old things to make space to go to the thrift store. And then lo and behold, wow, all these chalices. Oh, no one knew these were gold. I'm so fortunate to receive these. Wow, I polished them. Look what I have. This alchemical gold medium of these 9 cups. But if I never would have cleaned out the shelf, right, to go look for whatever Spirit was nudging me that it was for me to find, I would have never found these cups. This is Spirit is drawing my eye. My friend made this, and thankfully it's blanked out on the card, but she made this for me. It's like a resin thing, and I always keep it on my desk. But it has the 9 of Cups in the background. But look, it's with the star. It makes me think of how Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius right now and all the psychological excavation type work that we're doing is really going to expand us in an abundant way. But if we refuse to do that work, when the energy continues to redistribute, it's really going to overload us. The work is unavoidable, Spirit saying it's just a matter of how you want to go towards it. I think it's interesting that in this card, hold on, because there's a word, there's an association with geomancy and the 9 of Cups, and it has to do with this, basically the Latin word for joy. What was this last line, friend? We just read it. Also know that purpose isn't about just doing your duty, but it's also about living a life and experiencing joy. There's a lot of joy associated with the 9 of Cups. It's this watery card, but it's like your soul, a vibrational frequency that moves upward, Spirit is showing me. You know, it's funny that we're saying all this because I wasn't even thinking about how some people in tarot, they call the 9 of Cups the wish card. It's very like make a wish. You can walk forward. What is it that you choose, though? And is that your highest and best good of a choice, right? Is it? And if you're not choosing your highest and best good of a choice, why don't you think you're worthy of that, right? Because you are. Perhaps you can't see clearly to do the road opening work and to make that highest and best good choice to move forward is because you're giving your energy to things that don't resonate with your vibrational frequency. They're pulling you down, aka they're no longer serving you. You know what I'm saying? Spirit, can we clarify? Okay. We're clarifying the 9 of Cups with, hold on, can we? Yeah. We're clarifying the 9 of Cups with the 6 of Cups and the 9 of Cups and the Page of Cups. Wow, romance your daily life. You've really been on a powerful healing journey. You've earned it. The Nine of Cups clarifying the Nine of Cups, child. If you don't live in joy, are you getting that Spirit's like, are you getting this aha moment that you deserve to live in that joy? Again, I'm not trying to be toxically positive. Yes, I see the things that are going to, like, yes, we can have that whole conversation, but you still have the right to call in a frequency of joy into your timeline. It doesn't matter if other people don't know how to do that. There's something, y'all, for real though, if you don't protect your energetic currency and get focus, clarity, okay, you've done the healing work. It's very obvious. Okay, I'm also picking up something like, don't entertain emotional timelines, emotional connections that aren't on the same vibration as you. Really, we can't do that, okay? We can't afford to do that right now because there's a lot of wish work that we need to be doing. That's exactly how I heard it. Very interesting, wish work. All right. Six of Swords, you're moving on to calmer waters, okay? Dang, Four of Cups, I don't know. There's an energy that still lingers and comes through. You don't need to be talking to people that you already left behind in the past. What is that? You can't heal around the people that harmed you. It's just not a matching frequency. It's just not. Look, the world trying to come out, complete the cycle, okay? Let that new path unfurl and then protect your energy accordingly. Again, I will reiterate, there's an energy here that's like romance your everyday experience, okay? Is that taking yourself out to lunch at a different place, going to dinner? Why are we talking about food? It's Cancer season. Somebody want to be cooking. Make wishes for yourself. And that begins with making tiny wishes in your day. And then that grows into a lot of other things that expand your timeline and tell the universe what you want to experience more of, okay? All right, guys, this is the message that I have for you. I love you guys. I look forward to connecting with you soon. Okay, take good care. All right, bye.